Beautiful. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, crap, we have a lot of new medals. This is ridiculous. 15, 18 new medals. Okay, so these guys at the top here are only available at 7 stars. They're tier 9. So Super Burst, Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora, Super Burst, Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku, Super Burst, Kingdom Hearts 3 Young Xehanort, as well as Kingdom Hearts 3 Goofy, Donald, Woody, Buzz, Maleficent, and Pete, as well as some tier 7 medals as well, being Kingdom Hearts 3 Hercules, Phil, Megara, Hayner, Pensolette, Shadow, Soldier, and the sort of water thingy-majig. I don't know what it's called yet in English. Effectively, there's some pretty good stuff in here. Really interesting new mechanics though, so I might as well get that out of the way first of all. Basically, you want to take your new Meow medals that we talked about before, and you can effectively fuse 5 of these into a medal of its corresponding tier. So you get these from Colosseum or the Platinum Ticket banners. Take these Meow medals right here and fuse them into these new Supernova medals and any other medals going forward. So these 18 medals right here are the first of their kind, and any medal going forward will be a very similar situation to that. So, okay, let's explain it. Basically, if you've ever played Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, when you level up a character in that game, it reaches its max level of level, 100 or 120, and then you can Dokkan awaken that character into a very similar version of the card medal that you already have, but basically you start leveling it again up from level 1 up to level 120, and its stats far exceed what they did before. This is the same situation, so I believe this is a medal that's had 5 tier 7 Meow medals fed into it, or Meow medals fed into it. So you take the initial Megara, level it up to level 100 or 120 first because it's a 7 star, then you feed 5 of these tier 7 medals into it, and then it becomes this thing right here. So you can see right away the cost has been taken down. The letters are all gold to let you know that it's been boosted in that regard, leveled up in that regard. But you can see the stats are freaking huge. So automatically it gets a natural 1700 boost, which is ridiculous. But on top of that, you can now level it up to plus 3000 with Chips and Dales. So this is completely out of control. Like the amount of damage these things are going to be able to put out, even though the multipliers might not necessarily be as big as some of the other medals, the fact that they're hitting with like a 20,000 strength value is just perplexing. It's just completely and utterly ridiculous. Like, how much damage do you need to put out here? So, in any case, let's go ahead and have a quick look through the list. So, start at the start. The 3 tier 9 medals. I'm trying to equivalate them to the Supernova medals. Sorry, the Stained Glass medals 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6 that came out forever and ever ago, where they were excellent buffers at the front of a Keyblade, but they didn't quite do everything that you want. They'd still need a little bit of support. So in these guys' cases right here, okay, so first of all, and most importantly, general attack up by 15, general defense down by 15. Key things that you need on every single Keyblade setup, every single one. And then they buff their respective light attribute, so they buff Sora and Riku buff upright by 15 stages, and they buff speed for Sora, power for Riku respectively by 15 stages, and then that's it. So they don't do any debuffs to their power attribute, power, speed, and magic attribute, or their upright reverse attribute. So you really need to support them with giving them, debuffs to that regard. In that sense, it's like, okay, well, they're pretty powerful, yes, but you definitely need support with them, which is where like that Terra, Ven, and Aqua come in. This Terra, Ven, and Aqua are basically perfectly complemented by these medals right here, so you can definitely pull off some interesting combinations. But I mean, if you wanted to run these guys on a single attribute setup, like you'd have, okay, let's say Sleeping Lion, for example, you could have Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora at the front, and then Ven, and then TVA, and oh boy, that would be a ludicrously powerful setup right there. In terms of the multipliers, I can show you guys really quickly. We were just putting it together on stream before. So in terms of the multipliers, in terms of their overall damage, they fall, again, they're all target medals, so they fall a little bit below the current all target best of Terra, Ven, and Aqua. But remember, these things can be, I'm going to call them awakened. I don't care what the official name is right now, I'm just going to call them awakened, because again, you can then level them up and give them an additional like 4,000 to 5,000 strength through their own new leveling up capabilities, as well as feeding 3,000 friggin' chips in there. The multiplier might be lower, but you're hitting with a much higher strength value potentially. So I would say these things can definitely add damage to these once they've been awoken. Of course, it's going to be difficult to do, and this is the new thing of, tiered Dream Eaters are going to be the new hotness for a little while, I suppose. I don't expect that to go away anytime soon, but anyway. So yeah, that's the multiplier if they're in slot 1, which falls down drastically if you put them towards the bottom of the Keyblade. So I imagine it drops linearly as you keep going down and down and down and down until you reach the back of the Keyblade right there. Obviously keep them towards the front. Slot 1 or 2 is where they belong. So, boy, Tiger Song, this makes me feel like a new Kari or Xion. I honestly don't blame you for thinking that. I honestly don't blame you for thinking that at all. I would say after this initial run is done, we might have a few runs of like filling in gaps of Keyblade slots, and then Akari's going to come out, 200% boost, full upright, full reverse, like plus or minus 15, and it's just going to be crazy. But in the meantime, we've got these. So that's the first set of medals right here. Moving on to the next set. So Goofy, Donald, 2 different ones. So they're all targeted as well. They do pretty good buffs, almost as good as the ones we just saw before. So again, 2 turns like we just saw before. Upright all the way up, plus 8. Defense down, 8 as well. And then their own attributes, so the power or magic down, minus 15. So they actually complement Riku and Sora pretty well in terms of like you're missing out on a few of those buffs, but you're getting that upright down as well as the own attribute down. So those actually combo quite well into the Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku and Sora. I think that's kind of the idea. In terms of their multiplier, they actually do more damage the more special attacks have been used in succession, which means you don't want them towards the front of the Keyblade, which is kind of a shame because if you did want them to combo with Riku and Sora, then you'd want them right after Riku and Sora, but they do the most damage when they're at the back of the Keyblade, which is not really ever where an all-target medal belongs, at the back of a Keyblade. Anyway, we'll move on. Buzz, Woody, Pete, and Maleficent are basically the same medal. Single target, and again, these guys have hella crazy potential. Let's pull them up right here. So, this is a mess, I really apologize, but a lot of medals are falling into the same category of damage right now. These things hit with a 64.5 on multiplier at 150%, which is just below the Supernova medals, which hit when they're hitting single target. That's with 0 gauges left. They hit at the 68.40 right here, which when they have more multipliers left, I'll pop them there for now, even though it's such a mess. They hit there when they have max gauges left on a Keyblade, which I think is anywhere over 10. Definitely obtainable. And again, these things awoken to have like 5,000 extra strength. These things are going to hurt like crazy. They're going to hurt so much. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. In terms of the buffs and debuffs, so upright or reverse, depending on which ones you've got, all the way up by 15. And same again, so plus or minus, so they're fully going to buff you out on their upright or defense, as well as their own attribute. They're perfect for themselves. So again, really good compliments to Riku and Sora over here, and Xehanort, honestly, for Maleficent and Pete. Really good medals, honestly, really good medals. Like, you could tie in Maleficent comboing in with young Xehanort, and you'd have, like, literally all your reverse and magic buffs taken care of for 2 turns, and then all you have to do is, like, just put out big damage after that. It's really potentially very powerful. Very powerful stuff. Okay, and then we've got some medals that are honestly kind of interesting. They're all very defensive medals, so they buff, like, your own general defense by 5 tiers, as well as your own particular attribute by 8. So, like, in Hercules' case, speed, I guess? That can't be right. Hercules' speed medal? No, he's power. Huh. That's kind of screwed it up. Right, because they screwed it up there. Anyway, Hercules' power, Phil is speed, Megara's magic. Even though it says... Oh, no, sorry, I'm an idiot. No, I'm an idiot, because using a magic medal against power... Sorry, I'm an idiot. Using a magic medal against power-type enemies, therefore you want defense against the power attribute. Sorry, I'm stupid, sorry. Yes, so he is a power-type medal, but he buffs against the speed attribute, because you would use them to attack... you'd use them to attack speed-type medals, right? So yeah, you're buffing the thing that you're strong against, because that would make the most sense, yes. Okay, keep going down. So that's all of these guys right here. And then we get down to the random target medals right here. So we've got Hayna, Pence, and Olette. And for... I think they do the same thing. So general attack up by... Is it general attack up by 8 tiers, as well as power attack up by 8 tiers, I think? And then 5 gauges back. So pretty decent damage. Pretty decent buffs. But kind of random. Like they give you back 5 gauges as well. I don't know, it's interesting. Interesting kind of stuff, but... anyway. And then the same thing here for these guys right here. So we've only got 3 enemy little guys down the bottom here. So looks like they get rid of 1 tier of general defense to everyone. So this is like Kari and Xion, the VIP medal. It's basically exactly the same as Kari and Xion, the VIP medal. But instead of just 1 tier of general defense, it's also getting rid of 3 tiers of power, speed, or magic based defense as well. Very, very weird. Very, very weird medal. I don't know. In terms of the multipliers, these guys are actually like just garbage multiplier-wise. They are right down the bottom, literally almost falling off the bottom of the graph. So I can't really ever recommend using these things, and I don't really see the point of them, but in any case. Alright, so now the most important thing, when you evolve these medals, Awaken I'm going to call it, whatever you want to call it, they either get a boost to their Supernova's power if they have a Supernova already. So again, this is ridiculous. Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora, Riku, and Xehanort, when you activate their Supernova initially, it's already going to give you the same way that the Frozen Elsa medal does right now. It gives you 180% boost. These guys give you a 200% boost when you use their attack. When you awaken them, the Supernova will now give you a 250% boost, and it will deal another 1.5 times the damage of the actual Supernova itself. Just ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous of how, like, 250% guild boost is literally huge. Like, medals are going to start pushing 500%. Like, right now, what? 280% boost for a tier 9 medal? So, when you boost them with this, 250% right here, that's literally going to hit 550% guild boost. Like, that's crazy. That's absolutely freaking crazy to think about. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, I really want to try Terraven and Aqua with this 250% boost. Like, it already does so much damage right now, and it's going to deal like another 15% on top of that. Just wild. And then these guys, and any medal going forward, I assume, is going to be able to get the ability to gain a Supernova when you awaken it. So, I think this is their way of being like, okay, free-to-play players, if you can't afford the Mercy medal, every medal we give you from now on, potentially, will have the ability to be given a Supernova. So you could sort of work towards a good one of those. So Donald and Goofy reset the counter whenever you go ahead and activate that, which is more or less useless in PvP. It's just there for just the damaging hit, but it could be kind of cool in like a boss fight. Going down. Buzz and Woody, Pete and Maleficent give you back 30 gauges. Crazy. Like, I mean, it's kind of weird that these are the characters that do it, but yeah, they give you back 30 gauges when you activate. And the hit that it does is really strong as well. 150 multiplier hit is pretty freaking wild. Pretty freaking crazy. These guys right here, so they overwrite yourself to the maximum amount of defense that we talked about before. So, like, again, Hercules is a power type medal going against the speed type. Therefore, when you activate it, it overwrites your speed type defense to all the way up to plus 15. Pretty interesting stuff. Again, like, in PvP, it's not like super useful necessarily because, I mean, the enemy can just like debuff you as quickly as they want to. But I guess if you can somehow like paralyze your enemy around or like sleep them to like skip over their debuffer, I don't know. I hope they use this intelligently. Like they do, like, let's say a power, speed, and magic keyblade at the same time, and you know, like, all right, if I use my power keyblade in turn 1 and they use their speed keyblade in turn 1, then I can try and buff myself up really, really strongly of that particular attribute. I don't know. I think it's potentially interesting. And again, against like boss fights, because boss fights can only ever be against one attribute for the main boss itself. Bring in like one of these guys, pop the Supernova, and then you're fully protected against that one attribute without having to dedicate one slot to a defensive medal necessarily, even though you kind of are. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I wouldn't like run out and immediately awaken these guys. I'd probably awaken something else instead. But okay, and then the same again with these guys. Activate. Yes, just the same again. Wait, hang on. Oh no, yeah, they're very similar, except they activate your speed-based power, speed, or magic-based strength instead of defense like the previous ones. And these guys get rid of defense by either only 12 steps. Interesting. But I guess then combine that with the medal itself, it's going to be going down to negative 15. So, right. So in this case, you want to use the Supernova first and then their actual attack. Just because if you do it in reverse, it'll go to negative 3 and then 12, and it will stay at 12. But if you do 12 first, then minus 3, it will go to negative 15. Really interesting stuff. I definitely don't think any of us expected this coming out. I was really hopeful that it was going to be universal trait medals. I was wrong. Got completely dunked on. What is interesting though is that, okay, there's two scenarios right here. Either there are these Dray meters for every single attribute, as in, sorry, every single tier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, and 9. Or there aren't, or there's only 7, 8, and 9. In which case, there are 6 medals that we don't know about now. Like, right now there are 42 new medals into the game, right? So 1, 2, 3 right here, plus 1, 2, 3, plus all of these 15, plus 15 again for the 6-star version. So 15, 15 again, 30, 33 right there, and 36 for these guys right here. So again, either there are 6 more, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Dray meters, or there are 6 medals unaccounted for that we still don't know about right yet. My bet's on the unaccounted for just yet. Like, if you go ahead and look through every single thing that we see here, we see a lot of the different worlds from Kingdom Hearts. We don't see all of them. We don't see Big Hero 6, for example. We don't see Monsters Inc. We don't see plenty of the other worlds. So, like Rapunzel, there could be plenty more medals coming out. And I would expect... I wouldn't do any pulls right away, because I would expect there's going to be a crap load more stuff coming out. Like, all the villains still have to be coming out. Like, literally the entire Organization of 13 is going to be seen again in Kingdom Hearts 3. Plenty more characters from the various worlds. So, I wouldn't pull immediately when this comes out in Global. I would just be like, alright, we'll just chill out. We'll just chill out and see what's happening. It's an interesting time, guys. It's a very interesting time. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. If you don't want to watch the rest of the stream, that's completely fine. But, oh boy, lots of stuff to talk about. Anyway, guys, thanks so very much. I'll see you guys later. All the best. Bye.